Did you know that some of the ingredients sitting in your cat's food bowl right now are chemicals that were never designed with feline health as the top priority? You pour that kibble every morning thinking you are doing the best you can. You love your cat. You would never intentionally harm them. But the uncomfortable truth is this: not all cat foods are created with long-term health in mind. Some are designed primarily for shelf life, cost efficiency, and mass production. Welcome back to Cat Care Academy. Today we are not here to panic you. We are not here to shame you. We are here to calmly, logically, and honestly break down what is actually inside many commercial dry foods and what that might mean for your cat over the next 10 or 15 years of their life. And I promise you, by the end of this video, you are going to look at your pantry with very different eyes. Let's start with something most people never think about: preservation. Dry kibble can sit on a store shelf for months, sometimes years, without spoiling. That convenience comes at a cost. To prevent fats from going rancid, manufacturers use antioxidants. Some companies use natural ones, like mixed tocopherols, which is simply a form of vitamin E. Others use synthetic preservatives, such as BHA or BHT. Now here's where we need to be balanced and honest. Regulatory bodies, such as the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, allow these compounds in pet food at controlled levels. That means they are considered safe within established limits. However, there have been animal studies, often at higher doses, that raised concerns about long-term exposure and potential links to liver stress or cellular changes. Does that mean every bag of kibble is poison? No. Does it mean we should be aware of cumulative exposure over many years in a small animal with a tiny liver? Absolutely. Your cat weighs maybe 4 or 5 kilograms. Their detox systems are efficient, but they are small. When exposure happens daily for years, even small differences in ingredient quality can matter. Now let's talk about something called animal digest. This sounds scary, but let's demystify it. Animal Digest is a processed flavor enhancer made from animal tissues that have been enzymatically broken down. It is sprayed onto kibble to improve taste. It is not inherently toxic. It is widely used and regulated. However, and this is important, it makes low-quality dry food extremely palatable, sometimes more palatable than higher-quality options. That means your cat may strongly prefer the cheapest bag in the store, not because it is healthier, but because it has been engineered to taste irresistible. That's not addiction in a neurological drug sense, it's food engineering. Now grab your bag of cat food for a second. Turn it around. The front of the bag is marketing. The back of the bag is data. Here are 3 things I personally look for. First, unnamed protein sources. If you see meat meal or animal byproduct without a clearly identified species, that tells you less about the protein source. Organizations like the Association of American Feed Control Officials set definitions for these terms, and they are legally regulated. But from a transparency standpoint, named proteins like chicken meal or turkey are generally preferable. Second, artificial colors. Cats do not care if their kibble is red, green, or brown. Dyes such as red 40 or yellow 5 are added for human perception, not feline benefit. While approved for use, they provide zero nutritional value. So why include something unnecessary if you don't have to? Third, high grain content at the top of the list. Cats are obligate carnivores. That means their physiology is adapted for animal protein. They can digest carbohydrates, but they do not require large amounts of them. When corn, wheat, or soy dominate the first few ingredients, protein density often drops. Over time, excess calories, especially in indoor cats, contribute to obesity. Obesity increases the risk of type 2 diabetes in cats. This is well documented in veterinary medicine. It is not about one ingredient being evil, it is about long-term metabolic load. Now let's talk about moisture. This part matters more than most people realize. Domestic cats evolved from desert-adapted ancestors. They naturally have a low thirst drive. In the wild, they obtain most of their hydration from prey. Dry kibble contains roughly 8 to 10% moisture. Wet food can contain 70 to 80% moisture. Does dry food automatically cause kidney disease? No, but chronic low water intake is associated with increased urinary concentration, which may contribute to urinary tract issues in susceptible cats. Increasing moisture through wet food or added water is one of the simplest preventative steps you can take. And this is where I want you to breathe for a second. If you are feeding dry food right now, you are not a bad cat parent. You made the best decision you could with the information you had. The pet food industry is massive and marketing is powerful. Our job is simply to make better decisions moving forward. So what do we actually do? First, consider incorporating wet food daily if you currently feed only dry. It does not have to be boutique or outrageously expensive. Even moderately priced wet food often improves hydration significantly. Second, prioritize a clearly named animal protein as the first ingredient. Third, look for natural preservatives like mixed tocopherols instead of synthetic ones when possible. And here is the golden rule. Never change your cat's diet abruptly. Cats have sensitive digestive systems and strong routine preferences. Transition slowly over 2 to 3 weeks. Start with 90% old food and 10% new. Gradually adjust the ratio. This allows their digestive enzymes and gut microbiome to adapt smoothly. If your cat is picky, slightly warming wet food can enhance aroma and improve acceptance. At the end of the day, this is not about fear. It is about awareness. The choices you make in the pet food aisle are small daily decisions that compound over years. A little more moisture, a little more protein quality, a little more transparency. Those small changes can mean fewer vet visits, better energy, healthier weight, and potentially more years together. To wrap this up simply, be aware of synthetic preservatives. Prefer named animal proteins. Limit unnecessary additives. Increase moisture whenever possible. Transition slowly. That's it. If this helped you see your cat's food in a clearer way, make sure you subscribe to Cat Care Academy so we can keep learning together, calmly, intelligently, and with love for the animals that trust us completely. Now tell me in the comments, what are you currently feeding your cat? And after this discussion, are you considering any changes? Let's talk.